Hiya guys, welcome to Jank Quest. Today we have a new deck profile for you guys. We have the OG. We have the Fusion Strike cover Pokemon, number 151, it's Mew. So if you want to see this really cool new toolbox deck, MEW VMAX, then stay tuned. So let's get into it, guys. We've got the MEW VMAX deck here. It's a new deck with Fusion Strike and a new mechanic. So we start off with 4 copies of MEW V. So if you watched our box opening, you'll have noticed that we've got the MEW V alt art that we pulled in there. So it's a cool card. We've got the energy mix, which helps attach any energy. It doesn't have to be just a basic. So you can get your Fusion Strike energy from deck and attach it to one of your Pokemon. And we've got Psychic Leap, which for a Psychic and a Colourless does 70 damage, and then you can shuffle it and everything attached back into deck. And I'll mention a cool little way that you can use that in a second. Next, we're playing 3 copies of the MEW VMAX. You can play 4, but we're testing 3 at the moment and seems to be fine. So the MEW VMAX for 2 Colourless energy. It's got the Cross Fusion Strike, and the main gimmick of the deck is it'll copy the attacks of anything on the bench. So when we get to Genesect, you'll see that hits really hard. So that's your main sort of damage dealing move for 210. It just can't attack the turn after. We also play one of the Latias. So you copy the Dyna Barrier. So it attacks for 70, and then the turn after, this Pokemon is pretty much immune to all damage from VMAX, so you can quite easily put in a lock where the Mew can't be damaged. And then, like I mentioned before, you've got the Psychic Leap. You can also copy that. So say if your MEW VMAX, it's taken, 280, 300 damage, well, you've got one of these on the bench. Let's just copy it, shuffle it all back into the deck and stop your opponent from taking the 3 prize cards from you and recycle your resources. So it's really annoying in that way. It's also got no retreat cost, so you can quite easily rotate your bench. When you're copying the Genesect, you can't attack the turn after, but with this you can quite easily rotate between your Pokemon and keep up the damage. We're playing 1 copy of the Oricorio. So the main reason we're playing this is it's got an ability which stops your Fusion Strike Pokemon from taking as much damage, so it reduces it by 20. So when you've got things that hit the bench, when you've got things that hit multiple Pokemon, and just from slowing your opponent down, this card is really good when I've tested it. Play 4 of the most broken card. We've got the Genesect V. So it's got the Techno Blast, which the Mew copies. So it does the 210 damage, which is really, really good. But the thing which makes this card so good is its ability. In essence, it's like having a Crobat V every single turn, and it's only a soft once per turn. So if you've got multiples out and you've got the small enough hand size to do it, you can keep drawing cards. There's a lot of ways to empty your hand, and then pretty much you'll often have a full bench as well. So you'll be drawing sort of 5-6 cards several times a turn. So you dig through your deck very quickly. We don't even need to play Professor's Research in this build. That's how consistent it can be. So we'll go to the supporters. So we've got the Elisa Sparkle. So this is good in terms of wanting to get more than 1 energy out in a turn. So it just helps you accelerate. And the Fusion Strike energy, when we get to it, has its own little perk. Just the 2 copies of Marnie. This is like a toolbox deck, so you don't have to play loads and loads of copies of things. Marnie, obviously a really good staple to reset your hand and make your opponent put their cards back into the deck. Play 2 copies of the Boss's Orders to pull things off the bench and kill them. So we play 4 copies of Peony, so you do have to discard your hand. But is that a bad thing when you've got Genesect V basically drawing you a new hand anyway? And then you get to search 2 trainer cards who play loads of items and things in this deck. So this helps you get to pretty much anything that you need. Helps the consistency massively. 4 quick balls. Again, the discard can be a bonus because so many times I've been like trying to empty my hands so I can dig deeper. And it helps get to any things you want apart from the MEW VMAX. Speaking of the MEW VMAX, we'll just play a couple of Evo Incense. We only play 3 VMAX and only 3 evolutions, so that is all I feel that I need. And with things like Peony, you can get to it quite easily. 3 fog crystals, so that can help you get to your Mews or just your psychic energy. Not much more to say. So we got 4 copies of power tablets. This is a new card. So it's an item and it helps you do an extra 30 damage with your Fusion Strike Pokemon that turn. The interesting thing is that they do stack. So if you've got 2 or 3, then you can be doing 60, 90 more damage in a turn and help push. Another new card, Cross Switcher. So you have to use 2 of these at the same time. So if you've only got 1, it doesn't do anything. However, with Peony, you can easily search out 2 of them and then control the board. So you can be pulling things out and switching your own Pokemon. So like I said, rotating your Mews that can attack. You've got energies on the Genesect. So this is a crazy good card. I really like it. Just really versatile. And we do play 2 copies of the OG, the Switch. Same sort of thing again, we've got an air balloon. Sometimes you'll want to be able to retreat things like your Genesect. Tool Jammer, this has been really good. Again, just the one because this deck can search things out so easily. Slap this on your MEW VMAX and you're gonna probably annoy your opponent by turning off all their tools. Got the Cramomatic, so it's essentially like a Pokeball with a discard. But instead of searching a Pokemon, it searches any card. You have to discard an item. Sorry, that's one thing I'll mention. It's good you just play it as a one-off, and it can also help lower your hand. It's like you discard the things. You don't hit what you want, just draw off Genesect. Let's get more cards dug deeper into. Battle VIP Pass, you have to use it on your first turn. So it doesn't matter if you're going first or second, just your first turn. And then you get to bench 2 Pokemon. So that's really good. And if you don't need it, you can discard it quite easily later on in the game. Just the one-of. Another one-of, fan of waves. Like I said, it's a toolbox deck. There's loads of one-ofs and things in here. Really good card. Spin one of their special energies back to the bottom of their deck, which is often better than discarding it anyway. So we've got 1 training court. So you have to play stadiums these days anyway to get around things like Path to the Peak. Training Court's a good card. Helps you recur energies. Rose Tower, this is insane. You can also, if you don't need anything with your Peony, you can search this out as well. You've emptied your hand for the cost of it and then you can start refilling it with 3 cards. So really good for consistency. We've also got an Old Cemetery. Because Mew is a psychic, and that's what we're going to be attaching most of our energies to, this Old Cemetery will help deal some damage to your opponent. Next we have 2 Capture Energy, because a lot of the things in this deck just need colourless as well, and to help pull things like your Genesect out the deck to the bench. Just helps you get going a little bit quicker. We play 4 copies of the new Fusion Strike Energy. I think this card is crazy good. It gives your Pokemon sort of 1 of each colour, any colour energy you need. So it's great in that regard. You've got the Elisa Sparkle and you've also got the Mew sort of to dig it from your deck and attach them. So the amazing thing about this in today's meta is that when this is on a Pokemon, it means that your opponent's Pokemon's abilities basically don't affect that Pokemon. So if you've got an Inteleon that's trying to snipe your Mew, for example, or your Genesect, and you've got one of these on, it ain't going to do nothing. Amazing. So if you set some of these up across your board, it kind of makes them immune to things. So really, really good card. And speaking of being immune to things, just forgot I need to mention about the VMAX's other move, the Max Miracle. This is actually really useful because you do have matchups like Mew itself, to be honest, where you can't damage it when it's shutting you off from doing damage. Duraludons, Decidueye, things like that stop you from doing damage. This basically just negates that kind of effect and you just hit 3 for 130 no matter what. And you also obviously got your power tablets as well. Last but not least, we just play 4 of the basic Psychic Energy. There are some of Mew's attacks that do require Psychic Energy. Unfortunately, we can't play more than 4 Fusion Strike Energy, as broken as it is. So yeah, we just play 4 of these, and we've also got the Fog Crystals to help dig them out. So in summary, the aim is to get your MEW VMAX out as soon as you can, and then you want to bench another MEW V. You can turn it into a VMAX and rotate between them if you need, but I do think it's good having the ability to put it back into deck to stop your opponent from taking as many prize cards. It's always good. You got the Genesect. I usually try to have 2 out at a time. You're drawing a lot of cards, very consistent, and you're copying the Technoblast attack. And then you've got your Latias. So if you need, and if you can see the opportunity, just lock your opponent off and copy the Dyna Barrier, and just keep hitting them for 70, and they'll probably have to scoop if they haven't gotten out to that particular Pokemon, or by the time they've drawn like a boss's orders or something, it's too late. And you've also got the Oricorio, which just helps to minimize damage. So I hope you've enjoyed the deck profile. It's probably one of the best decks of the format, if not the best deck of the format. I will be honest, it can be a little bit pricey compared to some of the other more budget decks, but it's Mew, it's, you know, a Gen 1 favourite as well, and it's the cover art Pokemon. So please like, comment and subscribe, and let us know how your builds are looking and how you've been getting on with the deck. Thanks very much, see you soon.